knock some spiders down here with me. Okay.
Like it?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. It worked out. Perfect. And the floor is level too. Love it when a plane comes together. Okay, so when we put these up, we knew we were going to have to cut out 2 inches for our foxblocks, and we measured it that way so that we could just rough cut these and then come back and we'll cut both sides at the same time with the chainsaw. And I'm going to make a little jig on the chainsaw that gets the bar square with the wall, so I can just plunge cut in and know I'm cutting both sides square. Now, that was a lot more than 2 inches, and that's because we're also going to, after we get the foxbuck on, then to the outside edge. So on this edge, we're going to have a 2x4 on each side, and 2 2x4s and a little bit to make 4 inches on top. And what that's going to do is it's going to give us space right here between, so when the trim comes over and goes back that way, we'll have 1.5 inches of space here, and when the trim comes down and goes back that way, we'll actually have 4 inches of space, because I want to do hidden blinds. And so I need 4 inches of space for the box to go that the blinds will roll up in, and then I needed a space here on the side so that we can make a channel that the blind will actually slide down through, so that when they go down they'll be completely black out. You won't have the little gap of light in there. So we're putting 2x4 spacers all the way around. Well, 4 inches on top.
Three foot back, 1.5 inches.
Oh, thank you. I already forgot what I was doing.
And then
Back 1, 2. Beep. So the beeps because that cut is going to be right in the middle of that web.
Ah, dang it.
Oh, and our rebar is going to be too long now too. All the way around, like every time.
we good.
All right, fine. Put up. Okay.
So you can't get up yet. You gotta stay down there until we get this part.
Do you want the smart end of the level?
Kind of helps since I'm the one trying to pick it out up here. I like it right there if you like it down there.
Well, no, but this bubble's off, remember?
No, I'm talking about on your mark.
You have a bubble on your level that's not level?
Yeah, what a great big axe behind it.
Oh my goodness.
Don't use.
What?
Don't use that bubble.
Don't use that one.
The bubble is incorrect.
So we're trying to build a T, a square T for the chainsaw blade, so that we can plunge it through and cut both sides of the block square to each other at the same time. So what we're doing, take the dirt, is we got these angle brackets, and we're trying to use the bar bolt that's already on the chainsaw. And then we had one bracket and it wasn't quite stiff enough, so we're going to try to put another bracket just like that, and that way it'll hopefully stiffen that up and make it to where it doesn't get knocked out of the square as bad. But then we're taking that and cutting out our mark using the chainsaw and the square. It worked fairly decent on the first one. This is my Mountain Dew saw. It's missing a few teeth.
Oh my god.
So, yesterday we got the windows cut out, but we were so narrow here that we decided we needed to get another row of blocks on before we cut any more. And then the wind picked up, so we decided we better brace. So we're going to have to undo some of our bracing when we get ready to recut these. Get my car. Okay, so we're going to have to probably move these when we get ready to cut these windows out. Better than having to pick them up off the ground again. So this is what the zonts and zuckles look like when they're up like they're supposed to be. The zuckles go up on the wall, the whalers go across this way, and then when we get our verticals going here, and they have a cam lock right here. And in order to get this board and this board tight up against there, you just tap this as you're twisting this cam, and it tightens everything up. Oh, kind of like that. And you do that all the way around. And then this is a zuckle. So it's their version of a turnbuckle. It has a hex head, so you can get a nut driver on it, and they even send nut drivers with them. You put that in a drill or an impact wrench, and then you can plumb your wall real fine accuracy. Okay. We couldn't go on this whaler. We couldn't put a zont right here because of the window. So we put it down here, and just a scrap of wood is tacked as a spacer so that the cam lock would work. And then when we're all said and done, we'll probably come back and toenail that. But we got to get additional bracing. We got to put the foxblock in. We still have to get rebar in there for the lintel over the windows, and so we got some number 5 rebar coming. 2 number 5s there, and then 2 number 5s up top on all of these windows. Actually, I think the 3-footer's only good for 1. I might put 2 in just because. But yeah, number 5 rebar there, and then the big window over here requires number 6 rebar, and that's probably because the plans, I think, called for or assumed that this was going to be a one window assembly. So the mold windows would be together, and instead of putting any major load on the moles, anyway, whatever they're called with the windows, they wanted to carry it all in a top beam. So it actually calls for 2 number 6 rebar in the very top beam. But we're going to have concrete pillars. It's only going to be 8 inches of concrete, but it's going to be reinforced concrete. 8 inches of concrete here, and then an 8-inch header in between the windows, and then lintel, header, whatever. And then an 8-inch lintel, or it'll be more than 8 inch. It'll be whatever the top of the window to the roof line is above it. And we're putting number 6 rebar and all of that, just because. Okay. That's all.
There is one.
That may have been when we started doing one on each end. All right, Carrie.
That's not gonna work.
Let's put that more completely.
Well,
It wouldn't work either way, would it?
Yeah.
yep, we're good now. Need some spray foam. That's why we can't have nice things. Look, they tear up all the foam. Okay. On the door, baby. Knock a little louder, sugar.
That's tight.
Okay.
That's not going anywhere.
Oh my gosh! Ah.
Huh?
Not gonna get much of that, so. Good, go ahead.